Hi, I'm Rodney.
And I'm JaQuan.
Today we are going to be looking at Radiohead's Kid A album. This is a classic album released in 2000. And, me and JaQuan, we were talking the other week about what album we thought we should cover together. And we kind of settled on this album. This is sometimes known to be Radiohead's best album. And Jaquan agrees. I'm not gonna lie. It is
Yeah,
it's
I found this
unarguably.
on.
Go ahead.
I'm one of the great Radiohead fans of all time. So when I saw Today, the one just greatness, just 4 out of 5. Oh, it has to be good. It has to be. Put that shit on. Holy shit! I mean, I'm not gonna swear. PG for you, man. For you. By the way,
It
by the way, my name's Jaquan.
it was truly groundbreaking in the name of music. This is what people refer to as the best left turn in musical history. And I might say that I agree because for the year 2000, this album was truly an incredible feat. I don't know what else to say. This was a genuinely impressive album all the way around, front
I
to
mean,
back.
I mean, it's better than Parachutes by Coldplay. So I
Exactly, and
think
that
I think if we can look at the grand scheme of music of that time and like the freaking Coldplay and oh, that stupid other band that I don't give a fuck about. I mean I think we can say that confidently that Radiohead at that time was extremely more thought provoking and just better overall. Just better
yeah,
overall.
exactly. Just all around better than whatever dog shit was released around that time. All right,
No
so
hitting yellow though. No hitting yellow. Good song,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah. No hate, no hate. So jumping right into this, track one, you get thrown into everything in its right place. I personally think this is just a phenomenal intro to this album. It
Really?
immediately, yeah, I think it
Wow.
immediately sets a tone for the rest of the album. It really kind of like gives you a gauge on what you're about to jump into.
Most definitely, bro. Just like it's to hell and back for a reason, dude. It's just oh man, everything is in fact in its right place. When I hear this song, everything is in fact in its right place. We're not quite at sucking a lemon yet. We're not quite at him sucking a lemon, but the lyrics on this, chef's kiss, chef's kiss, just chef's kiss.
Exactly.
He woke up sucking a lemon. Don't worry. One day he'll go to the ice age. Blah 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 blah. Fuck that shit.
Exactly. The
Just
Ice
screw
Age will be coming soon enough. So it really
it. I
starts
was
off with
thinking,
these dreamy and like almost ethereal sounds with these weird like looping glitchy vocals in the beginning before it gets into the actual like the what I would call the meat of the track. I think this song is nearly perfect. I think this is like honestly like a solid 8.9, maybe even a 9 out of 10 on its own.
which is surprising because in any other album ever, this would be like hands down the best song on most albums ever. But then
Exactly.
just like wow. And then I mean, we're not gonna go too deep into these lyrics of yesterday I woke up sucking a lemon. I mean, I don't think really needs a lot of thinking. I'm not going into the lab and like in the fucking lab coat and shit, just being like, oh yeah, this shit right here, this shit's way deeper than y'all can possibly understand, bro.
Exactly.
I've heard OK Computer. These guys know what they're talking about. No, this means absolutely nothing. I'm sorry. This
Tr-
means absolutely
Trying to understand these
nothing.
lyrics, we'd be here for at least 3 hours. Just on this song.
it's too
It's just too
it's too
much.
deep.
It's too much
So
it's too
deep.
much to understand. The mixing on this album is really, really crisp. It has these really nice, smooth vocals to them. I honestly, I don't have very many complaints about this song, but Tom York, actually has two colors in his head, and I often wonder to myself what those colors are and why they're there. What do you think about that?
But the deep answer would be black and white. Like every emo kid from 2006 would probably agree with that statement. But uh, uh, you know, I'd like to think it's red and black. And I know, right? This is going to be very very weird thing to think about. Because what you mean that's like the album cover, right? Red and black. Yeah, no, fuck, it's red and black. It's red and black. I know, controversial statement, but I mean, what else? What other two colors would you fucking be thinking about? What duality of man bullshit? The colors is just a metaphor for the deep metamorphosis of man and some. No, come on,
No, exactly.
no.
It's not that deep. Okay. It's clearly red and black. We don't need to we don't need to elaborate further on this.
Unless it's just talking about feelings, which then why are we referencing colors? Don't care. Tom York knows what he's doing. All right, Tom
Exactly.
York knows exactly what he's
Experienced
doing.
musician. He made songs like Creep. He knows what he's doing. So,
And anyone can play guitar. Can't forget about that concept.
cannot forget about JaQuan's favorite song ever. Anyone can play guitar. So,
And Pop is Dead. Oh, don't even get me started on that
oh
one.
man,
Wow.
beautiful. So the song closes out with a muffled exit, and then directly after the song, we get thrown into the title track, Kid A, which is probably the weirdest song on the entire album, but I think it's weird in a good way.
Yeah, it fits. It fits somehow in this, even though the vocals and everything just breathes different, like Kanye, uh, like Kanye West. Yeah, just we've got heads on sticks, and you've got ventriloquists. I mean,
Exactly.
so I think the lyrics kind of help stick with the theme of the album, even though the vocal is, and for some reason, just for some reason, the vocals for most people would probably just hate them, but I just don't think they age at all. I'm seeing people that are just like, oh, these vocals suck ass, bruh. No way. These vocals are so. I don't care. Don't care
Exactly.
what they say.
These are these are
Don't care.
these are timeless vocals. They age like a fine wine. If I if
This
I
entire
if I
album
could say
is
that.
just fine wine,
Exactly.
extremely
Like
fine
like
wine.
this could have dropped this year, and we would have been like, wow, wow. I never knew this was made in
Well, is this
2000.
Tyler? This is Tyler, right?
This
This is
is
Tyler.
basically Tyler. Right? It's this Earl sweatshirt. Okay, so in
Wow,
the
Frank Ocean, that's insane. Wow, this Frank
exactly.
Ocean is popping off right now.
So the song has this like this soft drum loop throughout the entire track, and as he said, the vocals are really weird. I think they're somewhat robotic. They sound like honestly like a little distorted AI spewing out these vocals. All of the
It's
elements
like
of this
Fittier
song,
Happier but better. It's like Fittier Happier but better.
exactly, better, fitter, happier. I think all of the elements of this song really blend together. Like they blend together really well. Like honestly, like if you threw these vocals into a song like the national anthem, it would have been over. Album ruined, dumpster. But it all really comes together in this song. Uh, I don't have too many other things to say about this track. I think it's a very good title track overall.
I mean, I may. What will I do? Will I will add to this? Standing in the shadows at the end of my bed, sleep paralysis type stuff. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. Depression, sadness. But like, King of Limbs came 11 years after Kid A, and 11 years ago, I was 8 years old. 8 years old. So, I mean, think about that.
Just think about that. Everybody, it just it's just something to think about. That's all I'm gonna say. It's
That's
just
what's one more year more than 7 years by Lucas Graham. So
exactly, exactly. Enough said. Which, by the way, not to get off topic or anything, but that song iconic.
7 years by Lucas Graham.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love the Blue album, dude. I love the Blue album.
Oh yeah, iconic. Okay, so moving on from the title track, we get thrown right into the national anthem. This is a
Boom, 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 boom.
I couldn't have
The
said it better.
chromatic riff to
I
start
couldn't have
out.
said it better.
Wow.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun, 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 dun. This
oh
is
man.
this is a chunky cut with a dent bass riff looping through the entire duration of the almost 6 minute long track. I personally I wish this was the real national anthem for the United States.
For the United States of America, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I think
The
that would
riff is
be
just so powerful, bro. Imagine every kid in like seventh grade, they'd be a full fucking awake to that shit. If I had to hear the national anthem on the loudspeaker one more time, I would have fell asleep standing up. So Thank goodness. Thank
They
goodness.
really pushed us to
So
our
we have a
breaking
real
points
contender.
with the real sleeper national anthem we have right now.
Star Spangled Banner, more like crap. That's what I say. That's
Exactly.
literally what I say.
That's what we call it. So at some point during this song, while don't forget that the bass riff is repeating to the all the way through. There's not a point where you get to breathe, but at some point during the track, they add on multiple horns that just start just blaring and wailing. And honestly, all of the instruments complement one another extremely well in this song. It's just, I don't
Yeah.
know. I think they all work together very well.
I think the trumpets and the brass and the woodwinds and all that stuff, they really blend together. It just shows what Greenwood is capable of. I think this is where he like truly shines. I'm not saying this is his like apex, this is like his peak, because he clearly Moonshade Pool exists, all right? Moonshade Pool exists.
Enough said.
But I mean, this is phenomenal, especially for like 2000. I mean, not gonna go on another Coldplay rant. We all love Coldplay. I love Coldplay. You love Coldplay, man. Especially their new album, "People and the Pride," and that great car commercial song. We love that so much. But
That is such a good
all I'm gonna
song.
say, not to get off topic again, but everyone around here, everyone around here, everyone
Everyone,
is so near. It's holding on.
everyone around here. I'm basically Tom York. That's all I gotta say. Uh,
Exactly.
the last thing before I continue on about this track, I just wanted to say that Moonshade Pool, unironically better than this album. But anyways, so
Okay,
what
okay.
sounds like a
We're not
way
gonna push that far,
what
Rodney.
sound
Rodney, we're
what's
not going this. We're not
Jaquan
going down this
Jaquan,
road,
quiet
bro.
down, would you? Quiet down.
Shut the. Okay,
Would you?
Rodney, get get a grip. All right, Kid A is clearly superior
That is
in like
that is
every
not
facet.
okay.
I'm
Hold,
sorry, I love
yeah,
Moonshine
no,
Pool.
actually, no, no,
I
no. We'll
know.
discuss this. We'll discuss this before we continue on about this song.
Okay, okay, all right.
What makes Kid A better than a Moonshade Pool?
I just think that as an album, it's more diverse. I think Tom's lyrics and vocals really shine. I love a Moonshade Pool,
You think
and
it's
in
more
his very sad boy
diverse?
moment, very sad boy hours. I trust me, Tom York, in God we trust. Love the dude so much. He's very sad, divorce. We all love that, but I just can't. Just from musical opinion, I know, right? Musical opinions, they shall be shunned. As God once told down to the face of the planet, they shall be shunned. Thou shall be shunned for listening and having an opinion on music. But I don't know. Just like if I'm comparing the best track, like okay, I'm not gonna get too far ahead of myself. But if we compare the best tracks in Kid A to the best tracks on Moonshade Pool, I think of Kid A lot more, and
Okay.
it's just more
Well, if we put it like
iconic.
that, I would say you're right in that aspect that Kid A has higher peaks than a Moonshaped Pool does. But I would say that the plateau just for like overall songs because I would say that Kid A also has lower lows. Tracks like Tree Fingers, honestly, Kid A,
Oh no,
it's a good title
no,
track,
no,
but
no! We're not going down this tree finger
hey, now
is
hold
boring
on
bull
now.
crap
Now
route.
hold on
No,
now.
I stand by tree. It's one of the
Now I
best
would
songs
like
on
you to
today.
explain to
And
me.
no boring ass
No,
piece of
now hold
garbage people
on. Now
saying,
hold
"Oh,
on. Now
this
hold
is just
on.
a this is just some
Now
boring
hold
interlude in the
on.
middle
Now
of an
hold
album."
on. Now
Fuck
hold
off!
on. Now hold
Fuck
on.
off!
Now hold on. Hold on, Jaquan. We don't need to escalate this, all right? It's definitely not already escalated. We don't need to escalate this, okay? So, I would like you to tell me what song on a Moonshaped Pool is worse than Tree Fingers.
I don't know. I mean, Mooch, do you have a point that it does have a lower low? Tree Fingers, I wouldn't like listen to Tree Fingers over someone like fucking daydreaming. Okay, like obviously daydreaming is much better. But I do gotta say though, I'm gonna say it. It's gonna be very tough saying this. But I think that something like the numbers kind of goes down with the Tree Fingers. They kind of go hand in hand. I know, right? Bullshit,
Really?
bull crap. But in terms of quality, I just think they're both around that area. That's all
So
I'm
you're
gonna
telling me
say.
Tree Fingers that has
Yes.
almost nothing unique to it, no lyrics at all,
Nothing.
nothing. It's
Lyrics
literally
does not mean
just
quality.
an
Okay, lyrics
interlude.
does not mean
It is
quality.
legitimately just an
We'll get to it.
interlude.
We'll get to it.
Okay, yeah,
We'll get to it.
we will get to it. We will. But okay. Anyways, we'll even though I really don't want to, we'll hop off the debate.
Let's go.
We'll hop off the
Let's go
debate.
back. Let's go back to basics here. How to
All right.
disappear completely.
Okay.
How to disappear
No, no, no.
completely.
Well, I'm not done with the national anthem yet. So hold on.
Oh my God, you slow.
Hey, man. Okay, listen. I don't need my co-host being rude. Okay. This is gonna be an
Slow.
ugly video if this is how it's going.
All
So
right. Cool. Cool. Calm. Collected.
exactly.
Cool. Calm. And collected.
What sounds like a wailing trumpet over what may be a tuba really go hand in hand in like what seems to be climbing the mountain towards the peak of the entire track. The song kind of culminates right towards the end with all of these instruments just blaring loudly, multiple horns. Of course, don't forget the bass riff that is still going, the same exact riff. It's just
Never forget.
classic. It is just a classic song, an amazing song. It gets a thumbs up for me.
Whoever gives it anything below a thumbs up, I would say, like, stop listening to fucking AJR and listen to this, listen to it again, and
Exactly.
then come back to me. Then
Exactly.
come back.
And come talk to me whenever you've gotten a grip. Okay. So, moving on to possibly one of the best songs in Radiohead's entire discography, How to Disappear Completely. Honestly, if you haven't heard this song, you got to go listen to it. I'm sure anybody that's watching this has heard this song, but
If you
it
haven't,
is
literally, why even watching this review? I would love to know why you're watching
exactly.
this
I
review.
would love to know why, please. So, some of the most meaningful lyrics of their entire discography, if you know like the story behind them.
I mean, like the story, yeah. He was on tour. Okay, computer. Shit, fucking floating down the fucking Liffey. It's iconic. He was, what was
Exactly.
it, Dublin,
Couldn't have said it better.
'99.
Couldn't have said it better.
I don't even need to explain.
Couldn't have
He
said it
walks through
better.
walls and then he floats down the Liffey.
Oh, it's iconic. It is absolutely iconic. This is a an absolutely perfect song. I have zero complaints about this entire track. It has these gentle vocals over a simple instrumental to begin with, just a little acoustic strumming and whatnot. But later in the song, it starts to pick up. It gets a little more, a little more, noisy, a little more intense, whatever. But yeah, there's not too much to say about this song besides it is perfect, and everybody on earth should love this song.
Thank God for Michael Stipe. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank God for Michael Stipe.
Thank God for Michael Stipe, the only good thing he's ever done.
What the fuck? Okay, no, okay. Tree fingers, tree fingers, tree
All
fingers,
right, so moving
tree
on
fingers.
to the weakest song on the album is Tree Fingers. Now, this is not a bad track. This is not a bad song. This is just it's an interesting interlude during the album. Um, as my notes say here, it is kind of sleeper as fuck,
Okay.
which I kind of
All
forgot that
right.
I wrote that down.
Yeah,
Um,
in my notes too, it says Rodney is a piece of garbage and he hates tree fingers.
well,
Which, if you ask me, my notes is perfectly accurate. Okay, my notes are perfect.
funnily enough, JaQuan here, he actually fell asleep for a moment while we were listening to this track together, and I actually had to wake
Oh,
him up to remind him that we're still listening to it. But
okay. Okay. All
anyways,
right. It was a bad accident. I don't want to talk
all right,
about it.
yeah, it's okay. It's all
Please.
right.
I don't.
Not
I
gonna bring
don't.
it up
I
again.
don't want to
Not
talk,
gonna
I
bring
don't
it
want
up
to talk
again. It's
about it.
okay.
What I will say though, as an instrumental, one of the best instrumentals I think I might have ever heard. Like honestly, ever heard. And that's a very controversial statement because everyone's just like, oh, tree fingers, tree fingers. Oh man, boring, boring L, boring L, boring L. But tree fingers, I'm sorry, but y'all are hating on this beautiful landscape of ambient synth and noise, and it's just, oh my god, it just hits. It hits. It's a perfect midpoint for this album, in my opinion. It transitions extremely well into optimistic, into in limbo, and just you know what? Fuck listening to How to Disappear completely. Listen to fucking Tree Fingers, right? If you love Tree Fingers, you'll love this album. It's just it is what it is. You love Tree Fingers, you love this album. The perfect representation of this album, Tree Fingers.
Okay, okay. I used to genuinely hate this song. I used to think it was a big hiccup in the album and that it kind of spoiled the album a little bit for me. But the man himself, JaQuan Devon, he turned
Thank
my
you.
point of view, and now I think it's actually an okay song. I think it's, I think it's actually a good, okay. I would go as far as call it as good. But
Yes, I'm glad you finally saw the light. Thank God you saw the light
I
of
did
Tree
see the light.
Fingers.
But I have a question for you actually, since you brought up the
All right.
whole instrumentals thing. Would you go as
Yes.
far to put Tree Fingers above Instrumental by Black Country New Road?
Hmm. No. Okay, I'll say no.
Okay.
I'll say
All
no.
right.
I'll say no.
Okay. I see.
I mean, I love I love Tree Fingers, but you can't fucking beat the instrumentals on Black Country New Road. I'm sorry, that I can't.
Iconic out.
There's just
We'll
lines
review that album
crossed.
together some other day, but for the time being, back to this album. So, moving on to the next track, after this dreamy and like spacey interlude, we get to Optimistic. And it really is it's a nice turning point for the album. It is genuinely almost all uphill from here. Um,
Yeah, it's a real tub thumper. No offense to Chubba Wubba, it's a real tub
exactly.
thumper.
We move right into this. It's just a super fast pace. One of the best songs on the album. I'd give it maybe fourth place on the album overall. But
Okay, here we go. We got to continue the differential streak here. I honestly think I think that Optimistic might be one of the weaker songs on Kid A. I
okay,
think it kind of might be. I think that it's not even that it's a bad song. It's a great song. I loved Optimistic. It's just to me it feels like one of the songs I could just like put off in my brain and just forget that it's even on the album for some
yeah,
reason. It just doesn't click as much as the others. I could live with that Optimistic. As much as I love Optimistic for some reason, I can live without it.
I can
I can live
understand
without
that.
it.
I can understand that. There's this drum loop throughout the track that has quite a bit of it has like a depth to it. It really has a kick to it. Um, so yeah, honestly, I don't have that much to say about this, but I really like the outro to the song. It has this explosive little moment with these crashing drums that progressively get, I don't know, faster with every little section that they go through, and these ooh, ooh, vocals that keep repeating until the song basically just good, dies down and ends.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with everything you said there. I do love the chorus of Optimistic a lot. It's definitely one of the highlights on Kid A. But for some reason, I just hear like this one on the master, this one in the market, and I'm just like, I don't know. It just doesn't click. It just doesn't click. I'm banging my head off many different types of walls right now, and it's just not clicking. It won't click, no matter how hard I dearly try. I mean, dinosaurs roaming the earth. Does that really need to be part of the song? It drags on. I'm sorry. It kind of drags a little bit. And I know, you two precious hardcore viewers out there are going to flame me for this hot take, the hottest of takes. But I don't know, man. Just I don't like how it drags. It just drags, man. I don't know what to tell you.
That's fair. I can understand that. Honestly, I might even go as far as to agree. It is a little bit longer than I think it should be. But
Exactly. See,
anyways,
you understand it. My mindset. Good job. Good job,
thanks.
Ronnie. Good job.
So moving on to the pretty much the last like underwhelming cut of the record, I'd call it. It's still a good song, but it's one of the weaker cuts. It is In Limbo. Um,
Yeah,
honestly, it's a really
it's
good
certainly one of
song.
the songs on this album. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's one of the songs on this album.
The song has these plucky guitars throughout the entire track with this repeating little synth sound and whatnot. And it kicks off with these, I don't know, very kind of hard to understand vocals. But after you get past that little first bump in the road, it gets better. The uh the vocals, honestly, I would say perfect. Like once you get past the first little, I'd call it a checkpoint. They have a dreamy sound to them pretty much throughout the entire song. What do you have to say about this?
What do I have to say? I do kind of feel like In Limbo is one of the weaker ones as well, but I feel like it has a lot more of an importance, especially Tom's extreme writer's block that he basically in Limbo. It's writer's block.
Exactly.
It's very one of the more important ones. Would I go as to like optimistic and limbo? They kind of go hand in hand, and like not that it drags on by any means. I love the transition in between optimistic to that's just perfection. That's perfection at its finest. And I do kind of like the lyrics to this song, but it's not like it doesn't drag me in like some lyrics like on How to Disappear Completely when he's floating down the Liffey bars. But
Exactly.
you know,
They're yeah, flawless. But yeah, the vocals towards the end of the song, they get pretty loud, pretty intense. And overall, it's a good track, but it is one of the weaker cuts on the album, but it's not bad by any means.
would agree.
So,
Give a good to a good song. Good to the great song. Get
yeah.
to the great song.
So moving
Arguably the
on
best song.
to the best song on the album is
All right, I'm gonna go that far though.
Idiotech. And honestly, I do have a few things to say about this, but the song kind of speaks for itself. It is a it's an
it's
overall
like
just go.
it's like How to Disappear Completely, where it literally just speaks for itself, and it's like, should we even need to discuss this? Like, go leave this fucking video and play it. Just
Exactly.
play the song.
In fact,
Just play the song.
that is the case for the last three tracks on this album. But we'll get to the last two later. But right now, this song is just it's beautiful. It kicks off with this what sounds to be like a drum machine loop over these synth passages that blend together just absolutely perfectly. Um, what was I getting at here? Okay, that's right. The vocals absolutely flawless. This song was mixed just beautifully. I don't have a single complaint about this entire song. While
There's not even one. The Ice Age coming. Ice Age coming.
I,
Ice Age came. The Ice Age came.
we're here, we are
Like
at the Ice Age.
here we are. We fucking did it.
We made it.
Like everything about the song, from the message to the sound of it. The sound, man. The sound. Oh my goodness, dude. Tom's vocals probably the best like in any Radiohead song. Period. I would even go as far as to say.
You
Oh
may be
man, it's
correct.
just oh my goodness, dude. I'm gonna like. I mean, no offense to the. I mean, no offense to coming, but oh my god, man.
I gotta
Holy
interject
Christ.
and say, while How to Disappear Completely has more lyrical substance and meaning to it, this song does just genuinely sound better to my ears. Both songs are perfect in their own way, but this, in my opinion, is the best song on the entire record. And besides that, I don't have much more to say about it. Like we've stated multiple times, it just speaks for itself.
It is the defining. I wouldn't go as far as say the defining track of Kid A. It is what makes Kid A so special.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
is what makes it just what makes that feeling. That feeling of how it's so powerful. Just the falsetto. He's like this most. Like, he just feels like he's reached. It's just kind of like when he's built up since the bends, and it's finally reached its apex. And it's just like that one moment and that one part of that one album. The chorus of freaking Idiotech. It is it is like the climax in a way. It is the climax. I'm not saying it goes downhill from here, but it kind of does. I mean, come on. Okay. Amnesiac, another story, another story. Okay, another story, another story.
Amnesia. We don't want to get into the amnesiac review. That'll be. I don't know. I'll get ripped pretty.
Grimy as fuck.
Yeah.
I would be a goner. JaQuan, more like dead. He's dead. He's gone.
Okay. So is that all you have to say about Idiotech?
I just kind of agree with you. It just speaks for itself. It speaks for itself.
It
You
does.
look at it and speak any further, it'd be a 1 hour, billion long hour video.
Exactly. So moving on to Morning Bell. This song is another classic fucking banger. This straight out of the vault. This is a 10 out of 10. Perfect song. Zero complaints about this one either. Just like I said, these last three songs are just mwah, mwah, so good. It cracks
Yeah,
off.
I would
Go
I
ahead.
would have to say I agree.
Yeah,
Kind
kind
of.
of,
Okay.
kind of.
It's a 9 out of 10. It's a nine
It's a
out of
nine.
10.
It's
It's
a
a close
9 out
10.
of 10.
It just doesn't match with Idiotech and How to Disappear Completely. I'm just gonna be honest.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. It cracks off the song with the same kind of drony sound that ended Idiotech with this beautiful drum loop in 5/4. The the transition between Idiotech and Morning Bell is just absolutely flawless. You don't even know whenever you're starting the next song. You just have no idea. Um,
I love how they bring up the 5/4 point. That's exactly what I was thinking when I heard that. The 5/4 intro. Oh man, that is just it I mean, it just does that. It's just that little thing. It's just that little difference, and it feels and it has its own unique quality just because of that. But it also at the same time just it flows extremely well. The sound of it's amazing. Everything about it is just phenomenal for the most part. I don't really have a lot of complaints. It's just kind of an iffy opinion thing. I know, right? Just eat my shit already. Eating my shit already. But but like you know, uh, yeah, big boomy. It really does go boom.
exactly. So right away in this track, the vocals are just beautiful. Tom's gentle singing just does not miss throughout basically any song in this on this record. Um, I gotta say that this version of Morning Bell absolutely tramples and body slams the Amnesiac version. Honestly, that version is caca. It is not
Yeah,
good. Okay, I just want to give
yeah.
it the not good. I'm not gonna lie. But towards the end of the song, there's this part where it has these lyrics that are almost unintelligible. They're mumbled and they overlap one another. And this continues while the instrumental just kind of builds and builds on top of itself, and then it suddenly just drops into what sounds, and it goes into what sounds like 17 birds being thrown into a wood chipper at the same time. Now, you might interpret that
We
as a
kind of
bad
we
thing.
kind of glossed over the bridge though when he's literally saying to cut the kids in half. We kind of
Okay,
glossed over that part.
we did kind of turn a blind eye to Tom chopping children into two pieces.
But there's things about divorce, but no, it's not about divorce. It's about a ghost he saw in the recording studio. He's cutting kids in half. He's
He
cutting
is
kids. They're
cutting
kids. They're
children in
in three
half,
pieces, 4 pieces,
and
5 pieces.
it's disturbing. There's a dark side to this song, but or to disregard that the scary side of Morning Bell, it is absolutely beautiful. A perfect song in my opinion. 10 out of 10 classic banger. That's all I got to say for
And the
that.
thing is, the beauty about it, you can have your own interpretation of the song. It doesn't. It just. No matter. I mean, there is just some themes of divorce, and there is some other themes. That's what's so good. That's what's great about it. You can have multiple meanings of it. Like, bruh, how can you do that? Tom, come on, come in my studio, please, please, hop
Exactly.
in the studio,
Exactly.
hop in the studio.
We need
I
Tom in
need
the
you, bro.
studio. Okay, so moving on to the last track on the album, Motion Picture Soundtrack, which is not actually the outro, as Untitled is there, but I don't count that as being the actual outro because it is one of the most pointless songs that Radiohead has ever released. That being said, this is an absolutely perfect outro. Just a perfect song overall.
Dare I say, the best song on Kid A? Dare I say it?
It's considerable.
It's tough.
It is considerable.
Tough. It's so tough. It's like me just saying that out loud. It's just like, it's like spitting in the face of Idiotech's legacy. Like you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't. Can we just have both? Can we just have both Idiotech and how to and how to disappear completely and motion picture soundtrack all at once at number one? They deserve it all. They're just like perfection. 10 out of 10 lyrics. Very overwhelming sadness. Every time that freaking second chorus comes in, I'm like, I'm about to cry. And I
Exactly.
rarely cry. I rarely cry. I'm a very
Exactly.
tough guy. All right.
JaQuan
I don't cry.
barely cries. So, I easily think that this is the most beautiful song on the album, but that does not necessarily mean the best. I think it is the most beautiful though. It starts off with what sounds like perhaps an organ, or something similar from the same family. Tom's vocals come in, and they are so soothing and gentle in this track, almost unmatched throughout the entire album. The lyrics on this song hit quite different than a lot of the other songs. They feel like they have a grip on you, a grip on your heart, and it's just squeezing, and it's just squeezing. Um, it's a pretty emotional track, I gotta say. About halfway through, these gorgeous, I'm gonna call them harps, these gorgeous harps that sound like they're descending directly from heaven come in, kind of overlapping one another in this beautiful just melody. It's just it's unexplainable. It's unexplainable. You have to listen to the song to understand it. The track comes to a close with the same beautiful strings being played and
Hello.
a last final note of the organ to close it out. It's genuinely beautiful, a perfect song overall. I have absolutely no complaints about this.
I will add one thing that is very important. That this song was written on the same day as Creep, the greatest Radiohead song to ever exist. Mark it here for folks. Creep, the best Radiohead song. If you hating on this, then you just don't like radio music. You don't like radio music.
Exactly.
You just a blind hater. You must be one of those fucking what do you call those people? I only listen to jazz, progressive, avant-garde rock, progressive pop rock, mixing with
Boo.
the sophisticated elements of electronic and trumpets. I love trumpets. Like, shut up, bro. Shut up.
Exactly. Just shut
Get a
up.
life. Get
Get
a
a
life.
life for real.
I will say that organ and the lyrics about every time when he says cheap sex in sad films, help me get where I belong. Just just a church song about just overwhelming sadness. It just touches me every time. I don't care. Some people are like, oh, that's just cringe. He said sex, lol. No, stop it. You're like 12. You're
Exactly.
like 12.
Childish.
You're 12.
Childish.
Get
S-
on Tom's fucking level. It
s-
is the fitting final track. The only one I will accept. It is
exactly.
the only one.
It is just an absolutely flawless outro that wraps up the album beautifully. And overall, this album is extremely good. It was a turning point in music, and honestly, for the time, it was extremely revolutionary. And radio did it yet again. After OK Computer, they came with this fucking banger that they were holding in the vault. It was just unreal. It's just an unreal album. It is so
It
good
is
front to back.
it is so unreal. Unreal. As a overall album, I think I'll give this a nice 3 out of 10. As a 3 out of 10.
Oh,
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10, huh?
Okay, no, I'm kidding. It's like a nine. It is a 9 out of 10.
A
9 out of
nine out of
10.
ten.
10 out of 10. Close. It is a close 10. It is a very close 10. I don't want to be like Radiohead
Well,
suck dick or suck versus Radiohead hater. He hates Radiohead in parentheses. But like, you know, I'm not saying that. I love Radiohead. I love OK Computer. I love the Bends.
okay.
I know the
What
Bends.
do you give it out of 100? Because typically, that is the rating system that I use. What would you give it out of
I
100?
would give it. It's tough, man. If I'm just gonna say if optimistic in limbo was just slightly better, I would basically give it 100. But I'd have to say I would give it a 96 out of 100.
Okay, all right. That's a good respectable score. I like that. I am going to give this a 95 out of 100. There are, you know, it's not a perfect album. Radiohead, in my opinion, has better albums, okay? But this is genuinely a really good album overall, front to back. I don't have very many complaints whatsoever about this. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about it.
Go listen to it. I'm coming to your block and shooting you. That's what I'm gonna say.
Exactly. That's JaQuan famous final words.
Amen, brother. A fucking men.
All right.
Listen to this album right the fuck now. Put on right now. Like I'm not kidding. You random ass viewer who decided to hop on this shit. You listen to this shit right now. Right now. Yeah, I'm not joking. Right now. This hour long ass video.
Okay. And this has been Rodney and JaQuan with the Kid A review. That's it.